The New Day's path following their heel turn continues to be a very fascinating one, so we'll see what's new with them. We'll also check out what's going on with Drew McIntyre and much more. Starting things off with the New Day and what's new with them. The New Day is probably the hottest they've been in a long time, and it's all thanks to their amazing and stunning heel turn against Big E several weeks ago on Raw. Fans were very curious to see where the New Day went following that betrayal, and the foundation of what they set up has been placed. The New Day's story for the December 9th edition of Raw actually started hours before the show even went live on air. WWE took to their social media platforms to post their usual short clips of superstars arriving to the arena for Raw. The New Day's short arrival clip actually featured a lot of substance for the universe surrounding their storyline right now. The clip shows Kofi and Xavier showing up to Raw like if it was any other week. They're still in their usual high spirits, as if nothing significant happened with Big E at all. They greet some of the backstage WWE personnel and staff members with fist bumps and handshakes, but they get left hanging by everyone that they approach. The New Day even approach the Alpha Academy and Natalya to greet them, but they once again get left hanging. Natalya even turns completely around at one point to give her back towards the New Day. So the message from everyone backstage was clear. From staff to other talent, just no one is really messing with the New Day anymore due to how heartless and brutal they were towards Big E and how they pretty much dismissed his broken neck injury. We continue to see this same sort of thing for the New Day throughout the night on Raw. They even bumped into Cody Rhodes, who flat out told them that they should be ashamed of themselves, but they laughed it off. Kathy Kelly then attempts to interview the New Day and asks them a question that was basically criticizing them for their actions towards Big E. The New Day gets basically offended by the question and calls Kathy Kelly out for being a biased journalist. So the New Day steals one of the live cameras that were getting pointed at them during the interview. They even threw in a cool Easter egg there. The cameraman that Xavier stole the camera from was Stu, John Cena's close friend, and the cameraman that captures a majority of Cena's entrances. So just another example of the New Day unnecessarily being cruel to someone that's known for being an innocent and overall cool person. It was uncalled for to treat Stu that way, but the New Day is heel now, so that's just how they operate. The New Day eventually gets fed up with how everyone is treating them backstage. They head out to the ring to speak with fans, and it sounds like the New Day was expecting the fans to be on their side and understand where they were coming from. But to the New Day's surprise, that was not the case at all. The fans were just as disgusted with them as much as everyone backstage was. Kofi and Xavier Woods did not get to say much because they were swarmed out in boos. But one of the things Kofi did ask the crowd was if they're really going to ignore and throw away the 10 years of positivity the New Day gave everyone over just one bad night. And it looks like the answer was yes. The fans did not want to hear or see the New Day at all. So they eventually quit trying to talk and exit the ring, which got a big pop from the crowd because they were glad to see them leave. There was also lots of chants for Big E as well during the segment. While they were going up the ramp, you can hear Xavier Woods say they didn't even do anything and how they did not understand what the problem was. So this episode of Raw made it extremely clear that the New Day, at least in this very moment of time, do not view themselves as evil heels. That's why they were going up against everyone backstage and being their normal selves, because in their eyes, they did nothing wrong, and they truly believe that they did the justified right thing with how they handled Big E. That's why they're basically shell-shocked by everyone's reactions towards them. So even though the moment of going against Big E was a heel-turning moment for the New Day, it's almost as if they did not fully turn heel quite yet. Now that they see the fans and everyone backstage giving them the cold shoulder, this may be really what pushes Xavier and Kofi into a dark side even more, because now they really feel like they've been put on an island. They feel like Big E betrayed them, the fans betrayed them, and now everyone backstage betrayed them as well. So the moment of going against Big E was definitely the start, but it looks like their heel turn is not completely over yet, by no means at all. They don't have a single ally backstage. Maybe what they did to Big E is so cruel that not even the heels want to align themselves with the New Day right now. So it looks like their story will continue to embrace that outcast role that they now find themselves in. And the story so far is just beautifully told, because that 1-year anniversary segment has set all 3 New Day members on solid new paths. Kofi and Xavier went from being one of the most loved tag teams to now being a tag team with the most nuclear heat all in 1 week because of that segment. And for Big E, he was already a babyface to start things off, but to see how his close friends verbally ripped him apart and how wrongfully they treated him, that only makes Big E look like more of a bigger babyface than you really want to root for. So this story so far has strengthened Big E as a babyface, and it's strengthened Kofi and Xavier's new paths as heels. The New Day story on Raw should continue to be exciting as well, now that we'll see both of them continue to go down this rabbit hole of being evil individuals. But the story will pick up insane heights once Big E is back again on WWE television. Big E has said in several interviews that he does have some new neck scans set to take place in the early months of 2025, and that will let him and his doctors know where exactly he stands at for when it comes to getting medically cleared to wrestle again. So fingers crossed that Big E's neck scans give him that amazing great news and clearance, because the New Day storyline with him being clear to compete will be an absolute movie for sure. Drew McIntyre returned to Raw this week to explain why he came back and go over his recent actions. Drew claimed responsibility for attacking Jey Uso backstage, and he obviously attacked Sami Zayn at the end of the prior Raw as well. Drew's explanation was a very strong one, and it's one that's gonna fit like a glove to his character and his standing points. Drew attacked Jey and Sami all in one night because he was absolutely disgusted with them for helping Roman Reigns and CM Punk, 2 of his biggest enemies. Everyone knows how Drew feels about Roman and Punk, so he made it his business to come after everyone that helped them out at War Games. Drew even criticized Jey and Sami for so easily running back to Roman at a snap of a finger after everything that they've been through. And Drew is kind of right here. It's one of those instances where a heel is pretty much speaking nothing but truth. Roman put Jey and Sami through years of mental torture and abuse. They all went through serious, long, and brutal exits from the bloodline, but all it took was just around 10 days to erase all of that. And Sami and Jey were standing in their locker room with Roman Reigns again like nothing happened. So Drew has a perfectly respectable case for being so disgusted with Jey and Sami, and he's gonna try and take them out. Jey is currently written out of television for not being medically cleared due to Drew's attack, and it looks like Drew wants to take Sami out as well. Drew is really holding on to what happened between him and the bloodline almost 3 years ago, and he's still letting out all that anger drive through him to make these decisions. So we'll have to see where he ends up going to next. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.